Hello.
that's
Wow,
boring.
that is really, hang on. Come on, focus. It's really unfocused. This is probably not good. Come on.
You can put your hand by it.
I don't think it's working. Oh well, you guys just get to think it's.
I don't know why it's
wow.
doing that.
Yep. Well, hello everyone, and happy Sunday. I hope you guys are having a great Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all of the moms. This is like actually really bothering me.
Put your hand in front of it.
Will it cover it?
Yes, back up slowly.
Why are we using my hand? Why are we just using your hand?
See?
Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Alrighty. Well, happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Mother's Day. I hope you guys are all having a great Mother's Day and having a great time and enjoying all of your moms. Got to take some time to appreciate the moms today. We're really excited because today we're going to be interviewing Rebel Canners. And we're really excited to get into that today. But first we're going to do, I don't think we have any big updates I don't think we have any big updates for today, do we?
Not like as far as the collaboration goes.
All right. Well, let me just pull up my, here we go. And 1 minute. We had a whole lot of videos today.
Wait, hold on, you're going to go into that?
Yeah, isn't that?
Okay, so give me a break. I'm going to take a second to go say hi to the chat really quick before she gets into the videos for the week. So hello, Andale Homestead. It's awesome to see you here. And Robert Bates and Dark Lord Menet and Be Charming, Suzanne Goulet,
Happy Mother's
Canadian
Day.
Family Life, Southwest Living with Val, Robert Bates. Where'd that comment go? Never mind. My screen jumped.
Lone Cross MTP. Happy
and
Sunday.
Lazy Days Ahead with
Lazy
Jesse
Days
and Lisa.
Rem's family and Lewis Acre Farm.
Oh,
it's right there.
And Jaden0428 and Bushcraft family. And Barb's Country Home. Thank you guys all for coming.
Happy Sunday, everybody.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Mother's Day. I hope you guys are having a great day.
Okay, now you can go.
All right. Now, I will warn you really quickly. I was a little bit pressed for time. I forgot to make the image until like 20 minutes before the live. So this was really quickly scrapped together. So not as high quality as the ones KK makes. And they're all
fine.
Yeah, sure. I'm pretty sure I got all of them. But I was in a little bit of a rush. We spent a lot of today making mom stuff for Mother's Day. We made crepes.
Overkill.
We made crepes. We made cookies. I made a mango cake, and then Mom made a chiffon cake yesterday. We did a lot of Mother's Day stuff today, so I didn't have as much time to prepare. So this was scrapped together really badly.
It looks fine.
You can see the first ones over by Miss Ann Dale and Gail Southern Living where they like have a little more effort, and then the other ones are just like, I'm running out of time to stick them in. But anyway,
can you keep your head by the mic?
Yep, my bad. Anyway, Robert Bates put up a short, and his Mariana tomatoes and kidney beans have sprouted, and Grace Johnson has an excellent setup. She's got her plants set up in her, I think it's on her porch, and she really takes advantage of minimal space and reusing items to grow with, and her setup is just amazing. You guys should check it out if you're trying to figure out ways to grow in small areas, and her plants are doing great. Miss Gail at Gail Southern Living, her tomatoes are getting huge, and her plants are doing super well, so definitely check out that video. And she also put up a short showing off her kidney beans, which are looking amazing. Love the Land Homestead put up 2 videos, and I think those are their first videos in the collaboration. I might just be losing my memory, but I'm pretty sure those are their first videos in the collaboration, and I'm super excited to see how their plants do now that they are in the dirt. Our Treasured Home put up a video that had a really cool animated intro at the very start, which was really cool, and she showed her plants, and her plants are starting to sprout, and I'm really excited to see how they do by her. Mr. Charles at Bushcraft Family, who is actually a partner in our collaboration, he put up a video showing off his melons, and it was a short, and his plants are doing really well, and I'm excited to see how they do. The Jacobs Triangle Homestead, you might remember hearing about an experiment he did a couple weeks back. I remember talking about it. He put up a short saying that the experiment had been done, and now the video with the final results is up on how peppers grow better, whether you cold stratify them or not. And the results, I'm not giving any spoilers for that video. So if you want to know how peppers grow better, you got to go watch it yourself.
Hello, Darth X. Thank you for coming in.
It's weird. The official Ann Lynn show posted 2 videos showing her plants, and her plants are doing really, really well. And they're in really nice containers, and I'm excited to see how they do. Jennifer Ocean Homestead, Miss Jennifer has a lot of different colored containers. She put up a video and she's planting her plants, and she's got like all of these different colored containers all lined up and set next to each other that look really cool together, and I'm excited to see how they do. And then Simply Jan Homestead, Miss Jan got her survival seeds out and in the ground, and I'm really excited to see how they do for her. Her as they grow, because they've already started growing, and now she's got them in the ground. I'm really excited to see how they do. Gail Southern Living, I already did Miss Gail, my bad. The Bull's Garden put up another wonderful video showing his garden. If you guys haven't seen the Bull's Garden, his garden is massive and just very peaceful. And his garden is actually taking up his entire yard. No space goes to waste in his yard, and his videos are just so entertaining. So you should definitely check them out. And Lori's World put up a new video about her tomatoes, and there's a great planting tip in that video if you guys are interested. And that, I think, is all of the updates for the hashtag. And with that, I think we can go to...
You can bring up the other 2 now. How are you
doing?
Hello.
How are you guys doing?
We're doing great.
Good.
Good to
Happy
hear.
Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's
Thank
Day.
you.
Well, happy Children's
Wait, there's only
Miss
one
Lisa?
Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, Miss Lisa.
Thank you.
Oh, wait. I do Mother's Day duties too.
Like
Okay.
what?
Well, I watch. That takes a lot of work to watch her do everything she does. You know how hard that is? Sit here and watch her do everything she does all day long. That's tiring.
Doing anything special for today?
Everything we do is special, right, Lisa?
Yeah.
No, today was Mother's Day. We just kind of laid back.
Yeah, just kind of lazy. I was canning pineapple earlier.
Yep.
Ooh.
She does never stop.
Our son came by and brought me some flowers, him and his
Aw.
girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Some lunch, bagels and lox, that's one of my favorites.
Nice.
Yep.
Sounds like fun.
That's good.
It's
All
nice.
right.
So, Mr. Charles, do you have any updates on your side of the collaboration?
Not much going on. It's the herb stuff. It'll probably kick in toward a couple months down the road, because it's just you can't take too many videos of a plant growing
Right.
and not producing anything, because it does take a while before you can produce anything from it.
Yep.
I do have an update, though.
Oh?
I do have an update, yes. So you were showing all the different channels and stuff, and congratulations to all those channels that have been showing videos this last week. I think they had like 20 or something videos that are submitted. But I was out there with Lisa, and I can't wait till this collaboration's over, because I'm tired of pulling up all the beats and stuff. I mean, look at this. This is
No way.
what I'm going to do with all these beats, and this is just the first of many. It's just wearing me out. I don't know whoever come up with the idea of saving beats. What are you laughing about? Have you never seen a beet this big? Look at this. It's big as my
Not
head.
this time of year.
That's big as my head. Almost. No, I'm funning y'all, folks. This is not from our garden. I got this at the farmer's market, but I wanted to get it just to see a comparison of what ours is going to look like compared to what's out there.
That'd be
Hopefully
cool.
ours is better than this. No, these were standing up when we bought them, so they were standing up and big and wide, green. And you can eat these leaves, believe it or not. These are all edible. All this is edible.
Yep.
If you have a rabbit. No.
No.
We cook it. So
Yeah, we put it in greens and beans and stuff.
Right? I heard it's really good.
I dehydrate them and put it in smoothies.
Oh.
Out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
The
sounds
greens are really good dehydrated.
I think at least
That's
one
very
You
dehydrated.
just put it into powder.
Do they actually affect the flavor of the smoothie, or is it just like an excuse to eat a healthy smoothie?
You can't. It pretty much. I mean, you really don't taste it.
Oh, that's cool.
That's very cool.
Because if you're using fruit and stuff, that usually the fruit overtakes any of the vegetables anyway.
Yeah.
I think Lisa's going to make dehydrate these and make chips out of them. Beet chips.
That'd be cool.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we have a
Sounds
farmers
fun.
market down here called Froberg Farms, and you can get them in
They have
bags. They
beet
make
chips,
beet chips out of it. Yeah,
and
so
they put sea salt.
Yeah, they're good.
they're sea salt. Yeah, they're awesome. They're good. That's the
Cool.
only way I like beets. I don't like them when they're pickled or, I guess just regular plain beets.
They're good baked, roasted in the oven.
Now I might try roasted,
Okay,
but
I've not tried that.
Yeah, but you gotta be careful not to eat too much.
Oh, yeah.
When you go in to use the bathroom and you freak out because everything's coming out pink.
Yeah.
Oops, I ate
They-
too much.
oh no, what happened? I'm bleeding from the inside. Oh no.
No,
Happy
you
Sunday, fallen Arkansas veterans. Hope you're
Happy
having a good
Mother's
week.
Day. He said it. I was just returning it.
Barb says she made some chips yesterday, kale chips, but she
Oh,
put too
kale
much
chips
on
are
them.
good.
We should
they're
try
so
making
easy.
kale chips and stuff like that. Wow.
Hey, not for nothing, Homestead. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, happy Sunday.
Excuse me.
Excuse you.
So, is there anything else we want to bring up? I don't think we scheduled for like 6:35, but we can bring her up early.
I wanted to go over the stats if you don't mind.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
welcome to.
How about it?
Okay, so let me share my screen.
There is not enough room on this chair for us alone. Put your foot down.
You guys see it? Maybe I'll raise it to 100%.
Yep.
You're okay, or 75? There you go. Okay, so the month of May, since last Sunday, we had 20 videos, and that's all the videos, not just the ones that we had 20 videos submitted in the last 7 days, which is a lot of videos. 39 videos, which are just updated videos, 9 NA videos, which is ours, Bushcraft, and Vineyard Chicks. A total of 48 videos for the month of May so far. And what are we? 2 weeks in?
Yeah.
Almost 50 videos in 2 weeks. Oh, we're not going to get nobody to join our collaboration. I don't think anybody's going to want to do this. Anyway, but we have a total of 273 videos so far for the collaboration. But that's not the big thing. This is the big thing right here. Let me show you this. Look at that number on the right there. $4,594 worth of giveaways coming this
Wow.
collaboration.
Whoa.
That
It
is
has gone up.
insane.
$4,000, almost $4,600 in prize money. And this month alone, we're going to have $529 worth. Just saying.
This
Wow.
is crazy.
So if you're
That
not
is
in the
insane.
collaboration, you need to be a watcher, because even the watchers can win. So anyway, but that's all I got.
That's so cool.
That's just
Turning back to
Wow.
turning back. Oh, sorry.
$4,600. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you to all the ones that have provided, not only the gifts, but anything that goes with the collaboration, because it takes your time. And I know it takes a lot of time. Doing videos takes a lot of work, a lot of time. So if you're doing videos on a monthly basis, like Robert Bates and,
Weekly, they're
doing like 3 or 4 a week, they're doing these shorts and stuff, but it takes time out of your day. It does. And when you're doing a video, it's not like you're just a video strapped to your back or to your head or something. No, it takes a lot of setup and stuff. So anything that you've done for this collaboration is a lot of work. So thank you to those that have so far participated. And then, like I said, all the ones that have given either cash or they've given money by way of gift cards. All our sponsors. Look at all the sponsors. Let Pot, X-Pest, Amirla. Amirla's been giving a bench away almost every month. Who does that?
That's insane. That is insane.
So there's a lot of people that have been giving and a lot of companies that have been giving. We can't thank them enough. So if you're watching this, thank you.
Yes.
Turning back to chat for a second. I already said hi to him. Hello, Rambling with the Brums. Happy Sunday. Thank you for coming in. Miss Lori, happy Sunday and happy Mother's Day. It just refreshed.
Hello, Serena Norell and SD Mountain Man. Happy Sunday. I keep wanting to say happy Monday. Happy Sunday. It is Sunday. It
Hey,
is
Chrissy
a beautiful Sunday
Happy
that
day.
is
Happy
Sunday.
Yeah, it is certainly a day.
Mr. Jesse, I'm just wanting
Hey.
The mic's over here.
Look
Oh.
at
No,
Oh my goodness.
Okay, now hang on. Now hang on. This is not just flan. This is not just flan. This is called custard cake. This is flan with cake on the bottom. It is layered. It's got cake and then it's got flan on top.
Chocolate flan. Well,
Well, we have what they call something like that here, but they call it choco flan.
Usually.
So it has like a
Oh.
custard, a chocolate cake, and then the flan on top of it. Oh, it's amazing.
Chocolate cake.
Yeah,
I can't eat chocolate, but they're
I can
good.
get enough of that stuff.
No.
Lisa made a little tiny one out of her what do you call that thing? Instapot. It was about that big around,
Yeah,
but it was
wasn't very
good.
big.
It was really good.
Wow.
So
Sometimes you guys make me want to not be allergic to chocolate.
well, but I thought you said you do like the taste of it. You just don't. It just doesn't agree with you, right?
Yes, sometimes I like it. It depends on the chocolate.
Well, maybe it's like anything else. You'll grow out of it.
Yeah, no. It's gotten worse. When I was little, I wasn't allergic to it. It happened when I was like 9 and I just couldn't eat it anymore.
Oh.
Oh, there's some lucky guy out there that's gonna love you because you don't have to buy no chocolate.
Yeah.
Get her cats or something instead.
Yeah. But no. Well, thank you for that, Bunky. For rubbing it in my
Yeah, why did you bring that in here? I can't eat it
I had to
either.
go put it back. She was gonna
Would
leave
she
it.
just left. You're gonna have us sit here all hour just with
I can smell it from here.
Now you got to share with everybody.
Yeah.
No, I don't think Becky's gonna share. She's not one to share. Yeah.
What do
Serena.
you grow squash?
We grew corn next to our squash, but not like to keep away.
Yeah, it's not
bugs.
to keep away the bugs. When we have issues with squash bugs, we actually don't have many. So we grow our squash, but our squash bugs. We grow our squash. No, we don't. We grow our squash out in our vineyard. And so up until harvesting season, which is around October, we have our ducks in the vineyard and in like loose. Wherever they want to go, they go. And so they eat ticks, squash bugs. They keep all of our bugs really at bay. And we have a dog that eats bees, but that's unrelated. But so the ducks take care of all of our issues with insects. So we don't actually end up with like our first year growing squash, we had a lot of squash bugs. And I used to like pick them up and look at them because they look a lot like stink bugs. And so I thought that was really cool. So I would like pick them up and stuff. But then like as my duck population grew in numbers because they're ducks, and I was getting more ducks. Then we started getting less and less insects. And
Well, because you actually started with them in the garden and then you
Right.
moved them over and back.
Right. So once we moved our squash from the garden to the vineyard where the ducks are, then we had a lot less issues with insects and stuff getting to them. So if you need a solution to keeping bugs away from your squash and you don't have ducks, then I can't help you with that. I'm sorry. But if anybody has any ideas, and
Now, do the
Yeah.
ducks, do they
Yeah.
eat the squash bugs in their infancy, or do they eat them as full-grown squash bugs?
either.
As adults.
Well, either. They can't eat them as like
If it
if they
moves,
see them, they'll
they
eat
eat it.
them.
Wait, are we talking about adult or baby ducks or bugs?
I think he's talking about
The bugs?
bugs.
We're
Okay,
talking
sorry.
about Squash bugs. The
Yeah, I think they do eat their
They'll eat them when they're little. They'll eat them when they're big. It doesn't really matter to the ducks
But
because
what
it's all
we've-
food for them.
What we've noticed is that when we let them out early until they're still little, they don't actually get to be that big because
Right.
they just get eaten. So I would assume both.
okay.
You had
Wow.
another one.
One of the best
Oh,
things to
okay.
go around with squash is anything mint, because
Ooh.
that stops a lot of pests right there.
Mint.
That's awesome.
Miss Christie, you got to be careful with ducks because ducks need greens to survive. Actually, you can't keep them in a pen without any greens in them, or they will actually be deficient. They have to eat you'll see them eating grass and all sorts of different things to keep up their nutrition. So they will eat like young plants. We have actually have to worry about if a duck or a chicken gets into a garden and eats our baby kale or whatever, like young plants, they'll definitely eat. As the plants get older, you don't have to worry about it as much. Like,
Because they'll eat a leaf, but not like the whole plant.
right, they won't like completely devour the plant. They'll like take a leaf every now and then, but they prefer to get like stuff that's easier for them to grab. As far as the vegetables themselves, they won't really touch
They don't have beaks.
Yeah, they don't have beaks. They have bills, so they won't touch peppers. I mean, like they might if a tomato falls, they might and is already squishy, they might peck at it, but it's like hard for them since they have bills. They'll mostly eat bugs and then sometimes greens. You don't really have to worry as much about that with ducks. Chickens, I would not keep chickens in your garden because they will peck holes in your pumpkins. They'll peck holes in your peppers,
yeah.
tomatoes, anything. You don't
won't
put
have a
chickens in your garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
They
will
love
be
the
a-
chicken field.
Yeah, but ducks are actually really good animals. Now, one thing we have to worry about is they can go in the what am I trying to say? The vineyard. We can't let them into the vineyard during harvesting season because they will eat grapes.
But
Have you
they're
guys heard the
smaller.
duck song? It's on YouTube. You got to find it. The duck song. It's hilarious. And the little duck keeps going to the lemonade stand asking for
gosh.
grapes. It's hilarious. Bucky and I love it. Definitely look at it if you haven't found it. It's the funniest thing.
You mentioned the duck song. You mentioned the duck song. I was looking in YouTube statistics. Do you know that the most played video is the one that's got the most, and it's in the billions.
What?
Shark song.
Baby Shark.
Baby shark.
No, you know that song is banned in this house.
Well, I'm just saying.
The
That's,
dad has banned that song. You're not allowed to play or sing that song. It's banned.
That's good.
I didn't say. I went like this, so y'all, everybody knows.
Just a little fact.
Well,
That's the sign thing that Dad used when he was trying to get me to learn greater than and less than, so I had no idea what you were going for.
Oh yeah.
that was like after my
No,
time.
but I was just surprised that was the most viewed video
terrible.
on YouTube is the Baby Shark. And you know what number 2 is?
Hmm.
You don't. Despacito.
Oh,
You've heard of Despacito.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's the number 2 song, most viewed video on YouTube.
Alexa, play Despacito.
We're talking billions.
wow,
Wow.
that's insane.
At least that one's a good song.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
yeah.
You don't know.
Lake and Bigfoot
something very-
unplugged their Amazon thing. What is that? Alexa thing. Because I'll be on live and I'll say, Alexa, play Baby Shark.
Everyone who's listening to you all of a sudden has that going.
It's so
And then
horrible.
hurry up and run and unplug it real quick.
We're going with tomatoes to keep. Oh, okay. So Go ahead.
So for hornworms, we actually grow a lot of basil. Basil and marigolds are something that we grow a lot of in between our plants, and then we keep our marigolds at the end of the rows and whatnot.
And onions.
Yeah, onions and mint can also help.
Yeah.
But you still need to pick them off when you see them, and it's the worst. So it doesn't totally get rid of them, but it definitely helps.
And marigolds are actually really pretty flowers, and basil tastes good. Now, one thing I will say with hornworms is if you're gonna take them off the plant, which is my job because Dad's always busy, and her mom and the little one don't like hornworms, so that's my job. If you're gonna touch a hornworm with your bare hands, be warned, they aren't going to touch you with their horn. They're not going to hurt you. But if you squeeze too tight, they start oozing green goop. Like it just like starts spewing out of their mouths, or it can actually come out of their skin.
Stop.
You got to be careful. So usually I'll use like a stick or something. And you can feed them to your emus or your
And-
chicken.
and-
It's funny. I had
And the green ooze tastes like sour apple.
oh,
Why
really?
do you know this?
I don't know.
That's
I
terrible.
might have to try that actually.
No.
Well, he said it tastes like green apple.
No, Laura, she didn't say EU. She said emu.
I like green apples.
Ew. I'm gonna disown you.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, I had
They're not
we-
poisonous, are they? The
I don't
tomato hornworms, they're not poisonous, are they?
I don't think so. I mean, you can
If
eat
they were,
tomatoes.
You wouldn't be feeding them to your chickens.
Yeah, the birds wouldn't eat them if they were.
Right.
Yeah, I just don't know if they're
I
poisonous.
hear most people have to go out there at night with a blue light, and that's how they find them.
Black
Yeah,
light.
Yeah.
they glow
We
under
tried
blue
that.
light. It's actually really cool. They are not poisonous to anything. Soapy water will kill them. Oh,
Yeah, so if your chickens are scared of them, you could just drop them in soapy water, or squish them.
yeah. I had one duck that like ate it, and just like ducks don't chew anything, so they just like swallowed it. Remember that one time? It was the same duck that ate the grape. We had these
duck is the
big,
worst.
we had these big grape. They're huge that we got from the store, and they started going bad. And ducks love grapes, so we give our grapes to the ducks
And the
they
chickens.
and the chickens. Yeah, and so one of these ducks just like picked up this huge grape, and it swallowed it, and you could see it lump down their throat.
Oh,
I was so worried he was gonna choke, and he was fine. I don't understand it.
Hello, Scruffy Mountaineer Patriot. Thank you for
Hello.
coming.
Is
And
that all
Lindy
the-
Oki.
Hello.
All right.
Is that all the
so-
questions?
Yeah, I think that's all I saw.
so far, yeah.
Grapes and goats. I didn't know that.
Hey, that's awesome.
Oh, that's great, Miss Lori. That's great to hear.
All right. So
All right,
we're
and
going to do the commercial, and then when we get back, we're going to bring up Rebel Canners, and that's going to be super fun. She's a really good canner, and she's had an amazing YouTube channel going for a while now, and she's got some really great videos. So if you guys haven't checked her out, I highly recommend that. And on that note, we will be right back.
Warning, she is a rebel.
Like a rocket up into the sky, nothing can stop me tonight. You make me feel invincible, earthquake powerful, just like a tidal wave. You make me brave, you're my titanium, fight song, raise it up, like a roar of victory in a stadium. Who can touch me? 'Cause who can stop me tonight? You make me feel invincible. I feel it, invincible. I feel it, invincible.
That pot, the indoor growing spot. The perfect way to grow indoors. It's easy when you use that pot. Rainborn water timer turns on wherever you go. Rainboard water timer. X pests for unwanted guests. X pests for quality, that's the best. X
Okay. Okay.
We're back.
Hey, Miss Tammy, how are you doing?
Good.
Was it your fault?
I don't think
That was
so.
me.
Okay. That's great to hear. So like I was saying, she is an amazing channel and she's got some great videos. She's been canning for a long time and she's got a Facebook group that my mom actually knew about before we started a YouTube channel. So she's been following you for like forever. So that was kind of cool. And where did my list go? Okay. Sorry. So actually in our community, there's been a few collaborations this month. Lazy Days Ahead went to 10 Killer, and then Simply Jan had the Ozark meetup. And those were like extremely far, and we didn't really have a chance of getting there and being in time to take care of the animals. So are you aware of anything up north? Like,
I'm going next weekend to the Mitten Homesteaders Conference, but
ooh.
unfortunately, it's even farther south. But it's in Michigan, but it's in Lake Odessa, which is another hour south, so probably 3 hours south of you. So that's still too
wow.
far. But maybe we can meet up this year when I go to Buckley, which is
Ooh.
at least north, where closer to you guys.
Yeah, that'd be
So,
cool.
yeah.
We're like trying to schedule something like that too. Just like do a workshop or something.
That
That'd
would
be
be
fun.
so much fun. I tried to do one before COVID, but I didn't get much response, but I didn't have the YouTube then. So
Mm,
maybe
that'd be cool.
now that that would be fun.
Moving on to
I
sorry.
have one thing I want to say though. Thank you all for saving Mother's Day today. I won this last month. How did you know that my grill, the push start, was going to go out and I needed
Oh no.
Oh no.
I'm glad you got it figured out.
I'm glad you had that.
Well, I won it from you guys last week or last
Right.
month.
Yeah.
Thank you, Draper.
That's awesome.
Hold on for a second. Hello, Love the Land Homestead and Grace Johnston. Thank you guys for coming in. And turning to the 6 seeds, which ones are you growing and which are you most excited about? You're on my hair. Sorry.
Well, thanks to my cat, I'm starting over.
Oh
It likes to like swipe things off of tabletops. It'll reach up and swipe stuff off.
no.
Most cats do.
So,
Mhm.
I think I'm probably most excited about the butternut squash because it's something I haven't canned a lot of. So I'm excited that I can. That's something I know I can teach. I have canned squash, just not the butternut. So my mom always did acorn. That was her favorite.
Huh, that's cool.
Wow.
So
Well, I hope that goes well and that your cat doesn't ruin it again. That's horrible.
well, we can almost plant outside now, so it's okay. It can
Yeah.
be saved.
Just keep it away from the cat.
Speaking of squashes, which have you done anything other than acorn squashes? And like, which do you think are the best suited for canning?
Well, my favorite is pumpkin, and I like to do like I'm a rebel, so yes, I do pumpkin butter, but
Ooh.
I want to do some pumpkin pie filling this year, and I know most people think that pumpkin pie filling is made with pumpkin, but it's actually made with a blend of squashes, including butternut. So
Oh.
I think that yeah. So I think I'm going to do some pumpkin pie filling with my butternut squash.
Wow.
That's cool.
And can I ask a question?
Yeah.
What's your cat's name?
Bandit, because he has a mask.
That's awesome.
That is the best.
But I think I should have named him Swiper because he just swipes everything. He just,
Wait for no swipe.
he just reaches up and he's always trying to pull stuff down.
That's the worst.
So cute.
Is he a southpaw? Left.
He's ambidextrous.
That was a joke. Southpaw. Paul.
I
Get it.
I get it.
And also like with canning, what does botulism look like? I know that that's an issue with canned things, and got some stuff like from 2014. We did applesauce, and like, when should we not eat something we canned?
Okay, well, those are kind of two separate questions.
Yes, they
So
are. Sorry.
I'm going to step up on my soapbox for a minute. Botulism, when you say botulism, it actually refers to three different things. So you have to understand what it is before it. Botulism is one, the organism. It's a bacteria. It is soil borne. So it is mostly found in soil. Botulism is a toxin produced by the botulism bacteria.
Oh, wow.
So, and then botulism is also when they refer to the form of the bacteria called a spore. So, botulism, the bacteria itself is in the air, it's in the soil. It's around us all the time. It's not dangerous to us until it forms the spore. The spore is formed when the bacteria, under pressure, is in an oxygen-free environment. So a canning jar or deep in the soil is that perfect environment where you've pressed it down and you've got no oxygen. So in an oxygen environment, it's not really a danger, except to like small children. It would get it in their body, ingest it, goes into their intestines, which becomes a oxygen-free environment, and it can grow.
Oh.
Okay, so you have to understand it so you're not scared of it. All right. So yes, you can have botulism. The thing is, the toxin is what causes people to go to the hospital. So when people talk about, oh, I got botulism, they mean that they ingested the toxin from the bacteria after it encapsulated itself into a spore to protect itself so that it could grow after it got out of that environment that created the spore.
Right.
So,
That's cool.
botulism toxin I've handled thousands and thousands of times because in my last career I was in healthcare, and one of those healthcare jobs I worked with a plastic surgeon. I have injected botulism into people's bodies more times than I can count. That's Botox. You've got a little wrinkle. You want Botox, it's the same it's the same toxin. Okay. So, all right. So it's very confusing when the same name is used for three different phases of the organism.
Right.
Botulism is colorless. It is odorless. And yes, it can kill you. The toxin is easily broke down by cooking, bringing it to a boil for 10 minutes. So that's why even if you buy food from the store, they tell you should always cook it for 10 minutes, or 15, depending on your altitude. Longer if you're in Colorado in the mountains, or Tennessee in the mountains, or whatever.
Right.
So
Right.
they always say you should cook your food when you open it. Even store-bought canned food used to have this warning label, cook before ingesting. So the toxin itself can be denatured by cooking it. All right. So in order for someone to really get sick from botulism, they have to mess up a lot of steps down the way. It's not a one and done thing. You've messed up in your process more than once. You weren't clean. You had soil introduced into your food, and then you didn't cook it properly after you opened it.
Right.
All right. So it sounds scarier than it really is.
Got it.
Oh, that's
When
interesting.
should you not eat something you canned? Anytime the seal is broken, that you didn't open the seal and hear it pop. If your seal comes open, that's it. Throw it out. It's no good. Don't smell it. Don't taste it. Don't nothing. And it could be any number of foodborne bacteria that could cause it or molds or funguses that could cause a jar to come unsealed. If the jar is seal is not intact because of rust, then you throw it out. It's no good. Don't mess with it. Don't use it.
Hmm.
And of course, if you open it up and it smells, except for chicken, chicken always smells bad when you open it. But if you
Yeah.
open it up and it smells bad, and you know it's something that shouldn't smell bad, then of course, when in doubt, throw it out.
Tammy,
Oh, that's a good
would you say that there's some foods like, let's say, your potatoes or your ground vegetables are higher chance of getting botulism than others?
Yes, because you have to
they're-
wash them really good. You have to get
Right.
that soil off of them because it's primarily a soil-borne organism. The funny thing is, the number one incidence of botulism is canning fermented fish in Alaska.
Really?
Yes. So they ferment it first and then they can it. And that seems to have the highest incidence of, if you look at the Center for Disease Control statistics, that's the highest incidence.
Oh, okay.
No, that's interesting.
Weird.
I don't know. But I actually went through and counted everything and wrote down everything once to see what caused what, because it always comes up in my group.
Right.
That's a cool thing to know, actually. How can you like talked about if it smells bad or if the can pops open? But I've actually had like sealed cans of applesauce from 2014 that had mold on them and it didn't open.
Mhm.
Is it always just sight or smell, or is there other ways you can identify mold?
Mold is usually by sight. It's gonna grow on the top because it needs oxygen. So eventually it will pop your seal. You're just saw it before it actually did. So,
Okay.
Is there like a time limit? Like, should you only keep something on your shelf for so long before you get rid of it? Or is there like you can keep them for as long as until they mold?
See, that's a really hard question, and because our government says we should always have an expiration date on everything, the pat answer is 18 months. But I've eaten food that
Well-
has been canned 7, 8, 9, 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, but you have to keep it in. You don't want high temperature fluctuations. So you don't want to get it really hot and get it really cold and have that go back and forth, back and
Controlled
forth in
environment.
storage. You want to control the moisture where you have it stored. So you don't want to put it in a high humidity area. So if basements are a perfect place to store things because they keep them cold, but a lot of basements are very high in humidity, especially Michigan basements with the dirt floors. So they're not the most ideal place to store your canned goods if you have that moisture that's fluctuating, because it'll make the jars rust. And always take your rings off. And I did not know why, and it never made sense to me until I learned this a couple years ago. The ring and the lid are made from different metals. And if you know anything about chemistry, when two different metals are in contact with each other, they're going to oxidize, they're going to rust, and it's going to cause you a problem. So always take the rings off. That'll help keep your jars intact longer so you can eat them longer.
Oh, I didn't know there were different. Stop. I didn't know there were different metals. That's actually really interesting. Like you would think they would be the same thing, just like for preservation.
But they're made at differently. And I went to the factory down at Superb, and that's where I learned it. That was pretty amazing. I'm a why learner. If you can't tell me why, I'm going to do what I want.
Right.
By learning why, now I know, okay, I've got to do that. I can't just say, there's no reason not to.
Oh, that's
So back
interesting.
to your-
I was gonna say, but you also don't want to have a false seal either.
Right.
The rings
Right.
are on there, and your jar pops. You may not know it until it starts to really smell.
Yeah.
But back to your expiration thing, we were a couple of months ago, we had some tuna fish that we had from our friends up in Oregon who canned a bunch of tuna fish. And it was, 2017, 2016?
2017.
2017, we opened it. It was perfectly
Yeah,
fine.
as long as that seal.
Oh, yeah.
It
Yeah.
had that nice little seal on 2017. It was perfectly fine. And what
I
else?
had
Nice.
pears from the 40s. It's
Oh.
been about 15 years, but I ate pears that were from the 40s.
So I don't know if she's in the chat, but Heather from Milk and Honey, she was showing a video today or yesterday of eggs that she had water glassed 10 years. Was it 10 years ago? No, 3 years. 3 years.
Yeah.
3 years ago. Water glassed eggs, and she said they were perfectly fine. She was scared to try it, but when she tried it, they were fine.
They can
So,
they can start
everything-
to get a lime taste
But I
after a
think it's
little
what
while.
I think
Yeah.
that goes back to what you said, Tammy. It's all in the conditions of how they're being stored.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Speaking of water glassed eggs, we actually tried that a few years ago, and they're still in a bucket in the basement because we're scared of them. But
No.
do you water glass your eggs and like in lime?
I have. My mom said, "Don't do it. You won't like it," and she was my teacher. But I had to try it because everybody's like, "Hey, how about this? What are you doing?" And I won't give any advice on anything I haven't done personally. That's just how I feel about it. And so I did it, and I don't like reaching in there because they're slimy to get them out.
No.
But they do keep really well. But the longer they are, the flatter the yolks are. And I really like my yolk to be fresh and rounded and
Right.
nice. So the longer you keep them in storage, just like other ones, they kind of lose some water into the solution, and then the yolks get real flat. Never put your hand in to get them out. Besides the fact that they're really slimy, that introduced bacteria into your solution. But I've done it. I have some I did 2 years ago that I haven't eaten yet, just because they're not. I don't like them as well as fresh, and I have access to fresh, so I need to get them used up or do something with them.
And you
Cook
can
'em and
just
give 'em
use
back to
them normally after you get them out?
Yep. But you wash them off because otherwise that lime solution can get into whatever you're making and it tastes funky.
Ah,
You can always
okay.
use them to throw at your grandkids when they're bad.
Maybe at
Where
Halloween.
did
I don't know.
Wow, I looked away and I lost it again. Do you pre-flavor the squash you can? Or do you just can them raw and
Yes,
then use them afterwards?
I do some pumpkin butter, which then I put the seasonings in, you know. But I mostly when I do squash, I do it the approved way. I know I'm a rebel and here I am doing it the approved way. But I cube it, I blanch it for a couple minutes, and then I can it in cubes. So then I drain it when I open it, and I use that, I blend it, and I use that water that I drained off to add back to it to make it the consistency I want. So most of the time I do it the approved way and do it in cubes.
Huh. Okay.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. I still make it. I still make a
When
few
you-
jars of pumpkin butter. That's not
But when you
approved
say
anymore.
but when you say pumpkin butter, are you talking about spreadable kind of pumpkin butter, or
Yes.
you're-
Yes.
Okay, so it's in that consistency. It's
Like
not
like a apple butter.
Yeah,
Okay,
It's the
like an apple
consistency
butter,
of
okay.
apple butter.
I got you.
That is awesome.
yeah, it's like
what do you-
that monkey butter I did. It's not approved either.
No.
I don't know
But
why.
it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
And then it turns pink and you're like, bananas shouldn't be pink.
Okay, so
That is strange. I think we addressed this a little bit already, but how long is it safe to eat after preserving? Just keep an eye on the cans then.
Exactly. What? Check your lids. Again, make sure that the seal. Don't store them with the rings on. So if the seal is broken, you can tell. And if they have any spots of rust on them, I'm sorry, but it's time to go.
And as far as like dry canning, is that the same thing? Like if it pops open and you didn't mean to with dry canning too?
Your mom coached you on all my soapboxes. We're gonna have to talk. So again, what do you mean by dry canning? Because do you mean vacuum sealing dry goods in jars, or do you mean canning things without liquid? Because that term is used interchangeably for two different things. So I do dry can, I do vacuum seal anything that doesn't have a liquid component to it in jars and store them long term in my pantry. I don't do a lot of canning stuff without water. Mostly because I like having the liquid. I like keeping things moist. I haven't seen an advantage for me to do it that way, but we do have people that like do potatoes without water and can them in my group, and they are happy doing that. It is totally not approved. The water is in there to help equalize the heat when you're canning.
Right.
And it is actually in there for safety. So that's you how rebel are you? Are you more rebel than me or not?
I can't think of anything I would probably dry can, like via water bath without actually having water in it. I just meant like vacuum sealing, because I actually tried this a little bit last year just out of curiosity. And they ended up working, and the crackers that I ended up canning are totally fine. And we did it with pasta too, and they're fine. But like, is there any reason that if it pops open, we can't use it?
I would say yes, because the reason it's popping open is because there is some sort of bacteria producing oxygen or CO2 that has expanded and opened your lid. So I would say I wouldn't use it. I would say no, don't use it.
Yeah, because even those dry goods have expiration dates.
Yeah.
Right.
And when you're canning stuff, you're not getting every single bacteria out of the jar.
Oh yeah.
What you're actually doing is killing enough of the bacteria that it doesn't reproduce quickly and gives you're just buying time.
You're
You're not.
like you said before, you're debulling the food.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a low battery. While we're at a stopping point, because I lost my spot again, Rem's family has a question. Would everything be good to can as long as you pressure can it for long enough?
No, because there are things like broccoli that you can't stand to eat. I mean, can you can it? Yes. Would you want to eat it after you canned it? No.
Especially when you pop that lid.
You open that lid and it's going to be like you just had a skunk go off in your living room.
Oh.
It's not, even though it would still be safe to eat. It would still look like broccoli, possibly, maybe brown and yellow from the cooking process, but it would not be anything I would want to eat. So even though you could do some things just are not going to be good to eat.
Right.
As far as appetizing.
Right. And what are the advantages of canning of buttercups, butternuts, hard shell, sorry, I forgot what I was trying to say. Just like, what are the advantages of canning over other things like dehydrating and freezing?
So if you put a butternut squash on your shelf, you rub it with some weak bleach solution, and you put it on your pantry shelf in a warm, dry area, you can keep that on your shelf perfect conditions a year. Perfect. Some squash, perfect, a year. If you freeze it, you're gonna start getting freezer burn in a year. If you dehydrate it and you don't use an oxygen absorber, and you don't get all the you have to get all the moisture out of it. Under perfect conditions, 2 years.
Oh.
If you can that butternut squash, 5, 6, maybe 10 years.
Wow.
You buy a lot more time.
Mm-hmm.
And you would just cube that, right?
Yes, in cubes, in water. Or you can can butternut squash soup.
That sounds like
A lot of people do it with either chicken or vegetable broth, and they puree it and they add enough liquid that then it is approved. Or if you do it like a pumpkin butter, it's not approved because of
I
the
don't
thickness and
understand that.
it's diluted, then you can do that for a soup, and you can can it as a soup too.
Right. Nice. Do you have any favorite canning books? We talk a lot around the house about different things that you should have in your prepping library, and we've talked a little bit about gardening books and teas. I was wondering if you have any input on canning books.
A Ball Blue Book. These are really
Oh,
old
that's right.
ones. You want one that is 1980 or newer. The guidelines changed in 1980, so the time for fish increased, and a couple other things changed. Trying to think. Fish is the major one. Fish went from the same time as meat to 10 minutes longer for pints and quarts. So you wanted a newer than 1980 Ball Blue Book. This is Bernardin, which is the Canada version of Ball, and this is Kerr, which is now also owned by Jardine, which is all of them are owned by Ball now. This book, Putting Food By, I also like Stocking Up. I like Stocking Up better. I just happened to have found this at a garage sale last week, and it's handy next to my chair. And then a new one that I've found that I kind of like is Meals in a Jar.
Oh, we have that one.
That's
And it has
awesome.
some good recipes.
And where
I've
would
got a
you...
good. Go ahead.
Sorry. I was moving on to a different question. What did you have?
I was going to ask her if she keeps some books by her just for interviews, because I asked her the same thing and she showed me the same books.
These books have sat here. Some of these have sat here all year because a lot of times I'm doing research like, what do I want to make next? So they really do just sit here next to my chair.
It's a
all the
good
time.
spot to keep stuff.
Oh.
Oops. Yeah, my iPad's not really happy about that. It's got like 5% left. But where would you get your canning books? Like, do you just get them from garage sales, or do you
Right.
go out looking specifically for a book?
I'm very Scottish. I'm very frugal. So I'm going to go to used bookstores. I go to garage sales. I bought this one. This is like, I love the wire bound ones
Oh,
that
those
are
are
like,
fun.
somebody's church or somebody's 4-H group or somebody's club made a cookbook. I love these little ones. So I'm always grabbing those at garage sales. And then there's a couple I've had to buy on Amazon because I just can't find them anywhere else. Walmart right now is selling the Ball Blue Book. They just closed out the old cover. And the thing about Ball is the books don't change, just the covers.
Oh,
Coming out of the book, right style.
I can't tell if we're frozen or if she is.
I think it's on her side.
Is it me?
Oh, okay. You're back now.
Oh no. Okay. Hello. Walmart. I said,
Sorry about that.
I don't know where I left, but right now Ball is changing out their old cover for a new cover. The recipes in the inside never change. Nothing inside changes. So if you can find one on clearance right now in the clearance aisle, you can get a Ball Blue Book for half off.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome. And I think just to close, I mentioned earlier that our mom has known you since before we started YouTube because you have an amazing Facebook group. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that and your channel and some things you've got coming up?
Well, the Facebook group is about 149,000 people right now. It's not just one group. It's not just like one group though. There are different countries have branched off. So there's an Australian group, a New Zealand group. The Virgin Islands have their own group because some of those things in their growing seasons are different. And then we have a group for each state because right before COVID, I was planning on having meetups to promote my books. And so I was getting ready to travel and I set up one for each state or by region. so that we could do the meetups kind of a thing. And then it never happened because of COVID.
Right.
I am going to the Mitten Homesteaders. I'm just an attendee next weekend in Lake Odessa. And then June 19th and 20th or 18th and 19th is a Wednesday and Thursday. I'm going to be at the Superb Food Independence Summit in Ohio, and I'm supposed to be speaking and presenting. I've been presenting for the last 2 years. It's put on by Superb Canning Lids, Berlin Seeds, and Azure Standard Foods. And it's very amazing. And I enjoy going in. Oh, All American Canners will be there.
Nice.
Yes. Joel
Wow.
Salatin is speaking, and so is Justin Rhodes.
That's
as well.
awesome.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Sounds like a lot of fun. And then as for your channel, do you have anything interesting coming up that you want to mention?
I don't right now. I don't. I don't have anything going on. I've had a lot of stuff going on in my personal life, so I haven't got a lot done out on my channel like I'm supposed to. We lost our family dog suddenly last week and got a puppy unexpectedly, not part of the plan, not because of the one is not the result of the other. It just happened coincidentally. So that kind of is going on. I'm trying to get moved out to my cabin. I've been working on that for 3 years, and it's sort of a behind the scenes thing. So I'm trying to get out there and get that set up. So I've got a lot of things going on in real life. So I created the channel mostly because of the Facebook group. I got tired of saying the same things over and over again. So I thought, hey, if I do a video and somebody asks a question, I'll just post the video.
Right.
It hasn't worked out that well though, because people on Facebook don't want to go look at YouTube when you post a video, and people on YouTube are not the people that are hanging out on Facebook either. So it didn't work out the way I thought it would, but it's fun and I enjoy it. So when I'm doing something, I just make a video and I post it.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and you have a ton of cool knowledge to share. Just looking back at some of your older videos and some of the stuff you're posting now, you still have like so many different topics that you're able to speak on. I saw you were doing a video on goat replacement a little back, goat milk replacement.
Replacing goat. Why would you replace the poor goats?
Sorry about that. So you have like
keep the goats.
I don't know how that happened.
My I guess for lack of a better term, sister-in-law keeps the goats. Those are actually her goats, and I do goat sitting for them. And she raises the boar goats. They do them for 4-H, and I'm over at her house all the time, even when I'm not farm sitting for her. And so she was doing that, and someone had taught her how to do it. And I'm like, hey, this needs to be out there because people need to know how to do that. You know, in case they have a baby goat, they need to supplement. And so we just made a video of it. It's fun.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Question in the chat. Can you hold up the book for in a jar? Food in a jar.
Oh, it's meals in a jar. And it's Langwill is the, I don't know if I can get, let's see, there.
It's a great book.
It is an awesome book. Do you see if you can find it?
Yeah.
No, we get mine, but mine's buried somewhere.
I don't know where ours is
I have
either.
no idea where ours is.
I don't know if you can. That's Julie Langwill is the author.
Oh,
And
thank
it
you.
has dehydrated recipes, so vacuum seal recipes as well as candy recipes. That's what I like. It's got a variety, so you can decide how you want to do it, because you never know when you wake up in the morning if you're going to dehydrate or you're going to can. You never know.
Right. Yeah. Right. Well, thank you so much for coming. Oh, hello, Jennifer Ocean Homestead. Thank you for coming
Jennifer.
in. But thank you so much for coming. You had like some awesome things to say about canning.
Yeah, it was a really
This
great
awesome.
conversation.
And we'd love to have you back sometime.
Thank you.
But is there anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
Nope. Thank you all very much. And this collab is wonderful. I've really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed watching a lot of videos. I'm behind due to this week's events, but I'll catch up.
It's not hard to get behind. Oh man, there's so
Oh
many
no,
videos
there's so
out now.
many. Yeah, it's wonderful.
This blew up. Like, this is insane.
It's wonderful.
Well, thank you so much for coming on here. We really enjoy talking to you, and I learned a lot.
All right. Well, I'm gonna step down and I'll be down in the chat. See you later.
Okay.
All right.
Have a
Thank you,
great
Miss
night.
Tammy.
Let's see.
So we got. Did you guys see the Northern Lights?
And everybody else's pictures.
I got to see a lot of this.
We saw lots of pictures. Lots of pictures.
Oh,
There were some
out-
awesome
we went out-
pictures.
We're in Houston, so if we go outside, we see lights, but it's the lights of the city. I mean, it's like everything's lit up here.
Yeah,
Oh, we
when
went
you're in the
outside.
city, it's just
Too bright.
like, try and look up at the stars, and it's like you can't.
We
hardly
had that
see
a little
because there's
bit,
so many lights already out.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes it's too cloudy. Last night was too cloudy to see anything, but the night before we went out there and we were able to see. It wasn't like super bright, but we could see some vague green and purple streaks. It was.
And then we got
cool.
to see it moving, but we didn't think to get a picture. And we learned a day after that the pictures actually pick up the colors a lot better
If you put your phone on night mode.
if you put your phone on night mode. So
I wish we knew too, because
'Cause it would've been
with
cool.
the second night we got so many pictures and you couldn't really see it much.
Well,
But the
it's-
first
it's
night,
like
I'm sure if we got pictures, it would have been cool.
the first snow of the year, everybody takes pictures of it. And you see it all over the place. It's like, I got it out in my front yard. I don't need to see it.
Right.
But I guess for people living down in Texas and Arizona, it's snow.
yeah.
We got up at like 4 to look at the Northern Lights because we always really like the stars. I think all three of us really like looking at the night sky. KK really likes the stars in general and
Yeah.
astrology. I like
astronomy.
astronomy.
There's a difference.
My bad. I like the stories that are behind the constellations. I actually have a constellation on my face. Like, I actually have the Leo on my face made out of freckles.
Those are angel kisses. They're not freckles. They're angel kisses.
Okay. But yeah, we all just like the sky, so it was really cool. But I don't know if you can tell, but I'm tired.
That was
If you
2
ever
days
want to
ago.
get rid of
I didn't
freckles,
catch up on it.
What?
if you ever want to get rid of freckles, the best thing is rub chicken poop on it. It'll get rid of the freckles real easy.
I'll pass. I'll pass. Thank you.
I like my freckles, but if I didn't, then I'll keep it in mind.
No, you
But I already smell like chicken poop.
Yeah.
That's only because you don't. That's only because you don't take your boots off at the door when you come in.
That was
Yeah, okay,
a
that's
long
fair.
pause right there.
Yeah. No comment, right? No comment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
astrology. Okay, so you like astronomy and I like astrology.
No, you don't. You just like
No,
the
you
stories
don't.
behind it. The zodiacs are totally different.
Well, isn't the zodiacs the?
Not exactly.
Oh. All right. Well,
I think he probably has like some other source of information.
yeah,
something.
he's got a source. He and Mom's telling him something. Mom's telling him about the stuff. Getting his info from a mole.
Because I know a guy.
Telling you it's Mom.
Okay, I can try to do that a little more. That is a really good thing to keep in mind. And I don't know. I know some live streams let you do live captions, so I want to see if I can figure that out.
That caption won't come on until YouTube makes the dialogue. So
yeah.
then it'll do the captions. You have to rewatch it
Yeah, got it.
if you want captions.
Mr. Joe is not going to be live tonight, so that's why we're a little bit over time. Well, I guess, yeah.
We're like 15 minutes overtime, honey. That's not a little bit.
So you can head over to his channel anyway and watch some of his videos. He's a really good gardener. But I think we're going to probably wrap up for the night.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
just go and spend some time with mom.
Or go spend some time with mom. It's Mother's Day.
Yeah, you
Right.
gotta go spend some time with your mom. But anyway, thank you guys so much
We
for
actually
coming.
had like some grand plans for that and whatnot. And then I just spent all morning making crepes. So
Yeah. I made a cake, so my cake is like sideways. It's very lopsided. I'll have mom send you a picture. It's super lopsided looking. It's a mango chiffon cake, and
I'll have to take a picture and then show it
it's
next
not
week.
as fluffy as it's supposed to be, and it's super like limp.
But was it good?
It's only lopsided if you stand straight. If you stand
mango-
sideways, it'll be straight.
Mango, you said it's lopsided, so the mango trifon. Trifon.
Sorry, Boogie distracted me. I just heard what you said.
Yeah.
Boogie brought this in. So she Bunky made, I think they're cinnamon bun cookies.
Mm.
Oh, that
Cinnamon
sounds
roll.
good.
Cinnamon
Cinnabon.
roll cookies. And then I don't know
So
why
it's not quite a Cinnabon. It just tastes like one.
So with the chiffon cake, I made 2 cakes and I cut the top off of one of them so that they
Oh,
would
that's
flat.
good.
Yeah, that's my cake. It is too.
No. It's not.
Killing me,
That's
Trey. You're killing me.
That's my first time ever making a cake. I'm sorry.
It's not that bad.
No, you're killing me because it looks great. I want to eat some of it.
She's
But
not
this
done. It's
this
green.
is the leftovers of the cake and the whipped cream and the mangoes. I just piled them all together. You can't really see the cake part that looks like there.
Wow.
We have the same.
Why did you bring this in here? I can't eat in here.
Yeah, she brought it on her finest china.
I know we have the exact same ones.
Oh, we're twins. Get
Wait,
this
no
out of
one-
here,
no-
Bunky. I can't eat the. Ooh.
No one in the house likes doing
Ooh.
dishes. So
Right? Right?
That's right, Alexander. Where's my fork?
The cookie's on there. The cookie's on the plate.
Grape jam.
I have been doing these all live.
I need a shirt. I need this as a shirt. Did they make those as a shirt?
But thank you all for coming. This was super fun and we learned some amazing things. Next week we're gonna have another guest, and I forgot off the top of my head which one that is, but it's going to be fun and informative.
I hope
And
we'll be able to see you there next week. And as always, we're going to have our amazing guests, Mr. Charles,
Yes?
and
What did you do there?
our amazing guests, Mr. Charles and Miss Lisa, and Mr. Jesse.
that was rude.
He just doesn't talk much, so it's, sometimes you forget he's.
I'll take what's left over. It's okay. Huh?
No, I'm kidding, Mr. Jesse.
The
You're-
amazing Miss Lisa. Oh, and Mr. Jesse too.
No, Mr. Jesse's
Yeah.
great.
Hey, on that mango stuff you're talking about, you need to try some of this on it. Tell your dad and mom to find some of this. This is awesome. This is almost like it's a sprinkle that you put on your fruit,
It's almost like tahini,
Like
but it has
tahini,
like sugar in it.
but it has like sugar in it,
Ooh.
right? And it is, it has a mild, I don't want to say heat, but there's some temperature that goes with it. It is
Ooh.
amazing.
This
It is
sounds
amazing.
awesome.
Because if you like mango or pineapple, that's just. Or I had it on cantaloupe the other
Yeah.
day. It's amazing.
Huh.
That's awesome.
It turns it up. Or if you like the persons that like to eat salt on your watermelon, try this stuff. Yep.
Next week's guest is Cooking on the Farm, and we've known her for a really long time, and she's got some really great recipes. What?
Do you know what you call watermelon when you add salt? Salt watermelon.
And she's got some great recipes.
Salt water, melon. Get it? Salt water.
We got it. We got it at our farmers market.
We got the farmer's market, but you can get it online. It's expensive online, but
It's called Miguelito.
freeze frame. As a little angel with a bow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Original.
Miguelito, yeah, it's really good. It's like the regular tahini, but they added sugar to it. Or
Right.
Oh, wow. Cool.
It's really, really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we'll have to check that out. But
That's
hope
right,
you guys.
Dave Jam.
But hope you guys have a great week. And to the moms in the chat, happy Mother's Day. And thank you guys on the panel for being here. We really appreciate you guys. And we'll see you guys next week.
Yes, we appreciate you too, girls.